Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're reopening the case file on one of the most infamous kids in television history.
Oh yeah, you know the one. He's that loud, scheming, chaotic older brother we all remember. The one who was always shouting, "Don't be silly," and just driving his parents completely bonkers.
But here's the thing. For years now, a completely different story has been bubbling up online. On places like Reddit and TikTok, people rewatching the show as adults are seeing something much darker hiding just beneath the surface.
What if he wasn't the villain of the story? What if he was actually the victim the whole time? Today, we're going to dig into the evidence that suggests the real problem in that house wasn't Henry at all.
Okay, but before we get into the wild fan theories, let's just establish the official story. Where did Horrid Henry even come from, and what was he supposed to be about?
So, according to his creator, Francesca Simon, Henry was never meant to be some kind of monster. He was really just a reflection of that selfish little impulse that, let's be honest, we all have inside us. He's that part of us that just wants to be free and absolutely hates being told what to do.
But of course, once a story is out in the world, it's totally open to interpretation. And believe me, some of the academic takes on Horrid Henry are, well, they're pretty surprising.
Get this, some academics have actually analyzed the series as a commentary on class, power, and social structures. I'm not kidding. One paper actually calls Henry a subaltern figure, which is a really fancy way of saying he's like someone with less power in society, constantly resisting the system he's stuck in.
So, in Marxist theory, the superstructure is basically all the rules and institutions, family, school, you name it, that are set up by people in power to keep things the way they are. In Henry's world, the superstructure is the authority of his parents and teachers, the very thing he is always at war with.
And this is where it gets really mind-bending. In this reading, when Henry tries to rob his dad's piggy bank, it's not just him being naughty. Nope. It's seen as a parody of capitalism itself. It's a way of showing how absurd the whole idea of private property is, especially within a family. Whoa.
Okay, so while academics see a critique of society, the internet sees a much more personal and much more painful battle going on. So let's get to the theory that has really taken over the internet's imagination.
This is the framework you see everywhere online. It recasts the family into the classic roles of a dysfunctional, abusive system. You have the mom as the narcissist, dad as the enabler, Henry as the scapegoat, and of course, perfect Peter as the golden child. And the whole point of this theory is that Henry's behavior isn't who he is, it's a reaction. It's a cry for attention. Because when you're being neglected, getting yelled at is actually better than being ignored. His behavior isn't the problem, it's the symptom.
Right, so that's the theory. But is there any actual proof for this in the show? Well, according to fans who've watched every single episode, oh yeah, there's a mountain of it.
Let's start with something small. In one scene, Henry literally just walks into the room and says, "Morning." That's it. His mother's instant reply, "Don't be horrid, Henry." He gets shot down for simply offering a polite greeting.
And it escalates from there to just outright emotional neglect. When his parents drop him at camp, they don't say they'll miss him. As they drive away, his mom says that having 3 days without him will be bliss. They openly celebrate being away from him.
Even when Henry is clearly the victim, it's somehow still his fault. After Peter soaks him with a hose and even admits it, what does his dad say? "Well, Henry, you should have gotten out of the way." It's an impossible situation. He just can't win.
And this dynamic isn't just at home. At school, his teacher, Miss Battleaxe, will punish him for just having a different opinion. He says he thinks his show is weird. She gives him double detention because, well, she likes it.
But here is the absolute best piece of evidence. In one episode, his parents try to fake a school observation to make Henry look perfect. The plan backfires spectacularly. The school gets so worried about his sudden, abnormal behavior that they recommend the parents attend a course on how to be better parents. They literally got called out by the very system they were trying to trick.
So, when you put all this together, the constant blame, the favoritism, the open neglect, you have to step back and ask a serious question. Who is the real villain of this story?
And we're left with two completely opposite ways of seeing this character. Is he the myth, the relatable, rebellious kid we were all meant to laugh at? Or is he the reality the internet sees, a scapegoated child just reacting to the toxic world he lives in?
This quote from an article in The Tab sums up the whole theory perfectly. Henry isn't born horrid.
He's horrid because his family is horrid to him first. His behavior is just a learned response, a mirror reflecting the treatment he gets every single day.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty heavy thought. Is a child horrid because that's just their nature? Or do they become horrid simply because that's the label they're given, day in and day out? It's a chilling question about the power our words can have.